Brendan, just start with injury updates. How's Adam Ida after Sunday?
Yeah, he goes for a scan today, so we should find out a wee bit later on how that is. So yeah, nasty knock he took. So we'll see how that is later.
How concerned are you that you could lose him for a significant amount of time?
Well, I can't worry until I get the results back. I think that it was a poor challenge, and thankfully the ground was a bit wet, so his foot's able to move. Otherwise, if it's a dry pitch and his foot sticks in the field, then it can be a really bad one. But he's got a wee bit more movement in it these last couple of days, so we're hopeful that he'll come out of it okay.
Callum, is he back for tomorrow night?
Well, again, we'll just see how he reacts to his bit of work that he did today. If not, then he'll definitely be fine for the weekend.
Well, you've got these injuries. You look at the players that are coming in now in the competition you've got for places. How encouraging is that for you that you do have these other players that can step up? Yeah,
it's very important. A club this size with so many games that all the players have a role to play in a lot of the games, and I think we've seen that at the weekend. Guys coming into the team, I think because of how we work, it's very systematic in our approach. We understand, and the players all understand how we play, and so when they come in, they understand and are very clear on their role. So it's just then about bringing that energy and commitment to that, and everyone is committed to the way of working. So yeah, sometimes you'll make the changes, and it sometimes can make a fool of you. But like I say, you have to do it with so many games taking place, and that's something that we will look at in each game.
Just on Adam Ida, how frustrating is it to lose a player of his calibre, given the nature of the challenge on him in that game?
Well, we haven't lost him yet, so we'll wait and see what the scan says. But yeah, it wasn't a great challenge. I don't think like I said after the game, and you don't have a lot of time as a manager and coach to look at these things in great detail, but when you actually come away and look at it, I still feel that he obviously didn't mean to do harm with it, but it was a poor challenge. It was late at that stage of the game.
And on a more positive note, it was a real moment seized by Luke McCowan in that game. Has he really staked a claim to get a start against his old club tomorrow?
No, he's just done very well in the game. I think that for all the players coming into the squad in the summer, it's just step by step, finding the intensity in our training, finding out the way we play, because it's like I said, it's a very complex way in which we try and get, especially the midfield players, how we want them to operate. But he settled in very, very well. There's he and other players that have deserved starts before, and but the team has been doing so well and working so well. But it was great he made that contribution. I think he came in, showed that energy, showed that quality that he has, the work rate. And as I said, he and a few of the other guys that have just come in are settling into that way of working and the setup and the structure of the team. And yeah, he's done very well. So he'll be in an opportunity tomorrow again.
And how did Cameron Carter-Vickers come through his appearance against Motherwell?
Yeah. Well, he'll be in the squad tomorrow. It's nice to get him out there. It's, as I said, there's not a lot of training time now between all the games. So yeah, but it's important that he come in. He's got another boot as well that really helps and stabilises his foot, and he seems to react well to that. So he'll be in the squad for tomorrow.
And how challenging is that to manage the expectations of those three centre backs, given there's only two positions available to play between Cameron, Liam, and Austin?
Well, like I say, for all the centre halves, it's just being in the best condition that you can be in. I think the two guys that you mentioned, Austin and Scalesy, have been fantastic for a lot of the games that they've played together, and but it really is about a squad, because the same two players can't play all the way through the season. So yeah, we have to make sure that as many of them are as fit and available as they possibly can all over the pitch.
Just going back to the challenge, you're a wee bit surprised at Stuart's kind of reaction to it. Didn't think a red card. And do you think he's maybe changed his opinion, given me see it again and again? You can tell, as you say, it's a kind of poor challenge.
Yeah, I think he will do. I think, like I said, for managers after a game, it's sometimes difficult because you're coming in to address your players. there's so many things you're having to look at, and then very quickly you're out into your press duty for an hour or so, whatever it is. So sometimes as a manager you don't quite get that true look at it and reflection to it. But I'm pretty sure when he sees it again, it's. I said afterwards that the player didn't look like he'd obviously meant to make the challenge he did, but it's still a poor challenge. He was on the stretch, he's off the floor, and it's a bad challenge. So I don't think you can deny that it's not that. So I think when Stuart sees it again, he will see that as well. I respect he has to defend the player, but it's still a poor challenge.
They haven't appealed it, I guess. They haven't appealed it this morning, so I guess that sums up the club feeling that it's not worth appealing. So might have been stance on that point.
Yeah, listen, it's one of those things that hopefully Adam, as I said, has got away with it. I think when you see it on reflection, I think anyone would say it was a sending off. I'm just fingers crossed for Adam and for our squad that he can come through it and be okay.
If Adam is out for any length of time, does it leave you a wee bit of short support for Kyogo, and would that maybe see Dyson getting asked to deputise going forward?
If needed, I think I'd said that earlier on the season, and when Dyson played up front, he scored 2 goals. So I think it's a position he can play. So, but we want to have as many of our players fit and available for all the games that we have. But yeah, it is a position that Dyson can play.
Is that a funny one? Because I know you will say that your own focus is on your own team, but the rest of the country's looking up north, a different game. Do you emphasise to your own squad that that's nothing to do with you guys, or how do you approach it from that stance?
Well, very much so. I think that obviously it's a big game between second and third place. But of course, our focus is on our own. You can only look after yourself. I'm so pleased with how the team has been playing, how we've been functioning, how we've been working, and if we look and think of anything else, then that can take away from our performance. So yeah, listen, I'm sure it'll be a really good game. It always is. Aberdeen Rangers Aberdeen. It's a big game, but we have a massive game at home to Dundee. And that's our only focus.
The too early in the season to think what result would suit you up there?
Irrespective, Michael, it really is. We're only 10 games in. This will be the 10th game, and I know the build-up now becomes even further out now each year. But there's so many challenges to go through in the season. Obviously, one being consistency. Consistency for any team is always the biggest challenge. So it's the result can be whatever. For us, it's about us focusing on Celtic getting 3 points, playing the football, entertaining our supporters, because that's ultimately what we can control.
Can I ask you about Luke McCowan? You're talking about there. He was speaking to us after the game on Sunday. He explained to us he's used a mindset coach for 6 months now, back at Dundee, and he's helped him and he's helping him kind of settle in there. Is that good to see players kind of go outside the box almost to get help with the kind of mentality, because obviously it's such a big thing, especially when you come to a club with the demands of Celtic.
Yeah, no, absolutely. It's great to hear that players will really look after every need. It's something that for so long in the game has been ignored. Everyone has looked at the technical and the tactical aspect, looked at what the players are physically, but actually preparing your mind is arguably the biggest thing. The mindset is absolutely plays a massive part in whether you succeed. So it's great that he's able to do things like that. I think a lot of the modern player now, they see themselves as very much self-employed. They work for a club, they work within a team, but they want to do everything they can to make themselves better. So it's always great. A lot of the players, they'll use different tools, and yeah. I'm all for that, just maximising what you can get out of your career, and if there's someone there to help lift the burdens, then that's what's important for him. That's good news.
With the impact that guys like Luke and Austin and Alex have made, they've kind of slotted into the team seamlessly and maintained your form. How much does that help you maintain the consistency of the team, given that these guys have shown that they're, what they have to offer at first team level with creating that competition? Does it keep things at a certain level for you?
I think the consistency in the approach is what's important. I think that, like you've seen in the early part of the season, we had one game a week. You don't have to change so much. You're playing well, the intensity's there. But in order to maintain that over the course of this such a busy period, over a 3, 4, 5 month schedule, then you have to make the changes. And sometimes it won't always look how you want it to look in the game, but you have to do it. You have to do it for freshness, to ensure injuries. You can try and prevent as much as you can. We have all the markers now and all the signs that can tell us where someone is at. But also it's about feeling, it's about experience, and the feeling is that we want to have as much energy as we can. And the approach that we have as a team in terms of the structure, that way of working, way of playing, that's what's most important, because then players can come into it and be very clear on their role. And that's what I would hope that supporters and people can see, that no matter what changes we make, our most important player is the team, and the team is what will make you shine as an individual player.
Dundee, the results, we've lost 6 so far. I've only won 1 in the last 7, but is there performances perhaps and results not quite in sync right now? Have you seen enough of them to suggest that they're better than they are just now in terms of their recent record?
Yeah, I just think you go through little runs. I think that obviously the Kilmarnock game will have hurt them before the international break, having been up in the game and then losing that one, and get a good win away at Motherwell, which is a tough place to go, and then to lose at the weekend. So yeah, probably the last 5, 6 games not probably been as ideal in terms of results, but Tony's done a fantastic job there, and they lose the best player and lose the captain in the summer, so that can always have and make an impact. But as I said, Tony's good experience in the game. I think how he's managed his club has been fantastic. You'll go through spells in this league, where you maybe don't get the run of games, and the run of results. But for us, I always think it's a dangerous moment for a team, because you're always looking for that big performance, and what teams will always give that extra bit against the champions and Celtic. So we have to guard against that and make sure that we're right on our game and look to win, but obviously winning how we want to.